My name is Bradley Mitchell, and the philosophy that I agree with the most was the divine command theory. And basically, it's the idea that an action status is not considered morally good based on whether it was commanded by God or not. I mean, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. It's basically the idea that an action status is considered morally good based on whether it is commanded by God or not. Anything done in contrast to the command of God is considered ethically wrong. I mean, a lot of it has to do with religion, so I didn't come up here to be a preacher or anything, but the main reason I agree with it is because of my Christian faith. And as much as we like to dance around the religion as a topic, I hate to bring it up, but it has a lot to do with ethics. And as far as my beliefs, my whole life I've been taught that Jesus is our Savior and we are all creations of God. So in the Christian mind, we are in eternal debt, and anything that our Maker commands is what needs to be done. After all, He created the heavens and the earth and everything in existence, so who are we to go against His word? But the biggest problem that the divine command theory deals with is the Euthyphro dilemma, which is, does God command action because it is good, or is the action good because God commands it? Well, if God commands things because they're good, the moral goodness exists independent of God's command, and morality itself isn't on what He commands. But the other side of the question is the part that makes people feel uneasy about the divine command theory. It is, if an action is good because God commands it, then people start to wonder, what are His commands based on? Are they completely random? And if so, what if He commands something horrible like child abuse or rape? Well, we as Christians are trained to believe that God has a will, and everything He commands follows that will. He is all about what's right and holy, so we shouldn't have to worry about any of His commands having anything to do with murder or rape. After all, again, if you're a believer of God, then that means you follow the Bible. And if you follow the Bible, you will know that God doesn't speak directly to people anymore. So, and that hasn't been done since biblical times. So anyone who claims that they're a prophet and God gives them direct commands, then they're probably lying according to the Bible. But this means the Bible is the only place where you will receive commands from Him. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell us to commit crimes or do stuff that people would consider immoral, such as like murder or rape. But if you believe in the divine command theory, then you believe in God. And if you believe in God, you believe in the Bible. So if you believe in the Bible, then you will know that that's all you really need to know what is considered to be moral and immoral. And another popular philosophy that can be compared and contrasted with the divine command theory is utilitarianism, which is the belief that a morally good action is one that helps the greatest number of people. Both theories go well together, and both follow the golden rule, and for the most part, they both want to get the best out of you. But they are different, because in certain situations, they wouldn't go together. So like, suppose that a sheriff were faced with the choice of framing the Negro for a rape that had aroused the hostility of Negroes. This particular Negro generally being believed to be guilty by the public, but the sheriff knows that he's not guilty. And this will prevent the public, this will prevent a serious anti-Negro riot, which will probably lead to some loss of life and increased hatred between whites and blacks. Or he can hunt down the guilty person and thereby allow the anti-Negro riots to occur. And if the sheriff were an extreme utilitarian, he would be committed to framing the Negro to prevent the riots. But this would be wrong as far as the divine command theory goes, because it suggests that you follow God's command, which is not to lie, which will have Him go after the guilty person, even though it may result in riots. Of course, the decision would save the life of one man versus the lives of hundreds in a riot. But technically speaking, if everyone followed the divine command theory, then the riot wouldn't take place regardless of what decision he makes, because God commanded that thou shalt not kill, so no one should be killing or anybody in the first place. But there is not different. It's not a perfect world, so I would never see that. I mean, to sum it all up, there's a lot of different theories out there, and a lot of them dealing with environmental ethics, but none of them are perfect. And my favorite is the divine command theory because it relates to my religion the most.